Joe Favia. I knew this day would come sooner or later, and I also knew that it would be a day to come with mixed emotion. Uh, the Favia family has been a part of the Stevens wrestling program since the second year of its reinstatement, with your brother Chuck joining the team. I've known you since you were a high school kid, being on the team with Chuck. You came into Stevens. I think you took the program to new heights as an athlete, obviously taking over the program as a coach. You have taken the program to unprecedented heights. What you've been able to build in Hoboken at a school like Stevens that has such stringent academic requirements, not only have your student athletes performed on the mat, they've continued to perform in the classroom and in the community as well. Um, your level of commitment, passion, dedication to not only your student athletes, but the sport of wrestling, the product that your athletes display on the mat is exemplary. Um, Obviously, there's a lot of accolades. A lot of very successful wrestlers have competed for the Ducks under your tutelage, but all of them wrestle a style that is exciting and entertaining. And talking with other alumni from time to time, um, it's interesting to hear the comments about which wrestlers are their favorite wrestlers to watch. And it's not always the guys that are getting the headlines, right? It's the guys that are out there getting after it and putting points on the board. And I think that's a direct result of the culture you've created with the program and the staff that you've been able to build and assemble. Um, I also want to take this time to say thank you to your wife and your children and your parents. Um, you know as well as I do the level of investment that they've also had in this program in supporting you, being able to take the program to the heights that you have done. And I can't tell you how proud I am of an alumni, as an alumni of the program that you've built in Hoboken. Um, Truly an incredible program that anybody would be lucky to be a part of. So, that being said, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for elevating Stevens Wrestling, and I wish you the best of luck in the next step in your journey. And I know you're going to be highly successful in whatever that is. So, thank you.
What speaks to me and when I think about him is he's an independent thinker. I still think about the effect he's had on my life. And one of the decisions, maybe the biggest decision aside from the storied career he had, was the year when we were in college together and he left for Iowa. I think some of us didn't know what his plan was, and it didn't matter to him. It didn't matter what we thought or anything like that. But it was the first time I had seen someone with an unshaken faith in themselves. And I think there were probably some people that were like, I don't know why he's doing this. And it truly didn't matter to him. He knew where he was going, and he knew that that experience was going to shape the person he was ultimately going to become. To me, that's something that has stayed with me for a long time. It's something that when I think about the decisions I make and the quality of the person I want to be, I think about how hard that decision may have been for him. And he crushed it. And I don't think it mattered to him. And I actually don't even know if he knew what he was getting into when he went out there, but I felt like he came back a different person. He came back with a different perspective, and he he shared that experience with each of us. And I think he made us all better for thinking outside of the box and kind of risking it, and knowing that if you go out there and you make a hard decision, you'll probably be rewarded in the long run. So for me, that was the decision. Like I said, that's aside from what a stud he was, just as an athlete, as a student, as a person. For me, it was his ability to make hard decisions that he had steadfast belief in, that's what sets him apart for me from a lot of other people that I know. Decisions, I know this decision did not come lightly for him, and it has been a true joy to watch what he's done with the program and see it grow and see him grow personally and grow these young men into, you know, leaders of their field. So to Joe, I would just say, keep making the hard decisions, keep pushing yourself, and know that all of us, whether we are at a distance or close to you, that like we're all taking cues and seeing you make those hard choices, and they continue to encourage us to do the same and improve ourselves in those small.
All these years, you know, I look back and the greatest influence on my life has always been you since I was in college. And, you know, you've taught me a lot. You taught me how to be competitive. You taught me how to work harder and harder, you know, with the one more mentality, always take the stairs. But that wasn't the greatest impact you had on my life. The greatest impact you had on my life was your commitment to me and your belief system that I was the best even when I didn't believe it myself. The confidence that I had was a direct result of how you coached me and the things that you would tell me. I didn't come into Stevens thinking that I would be able to do anything that I did. It wasn't until I came into Stevens and you told me that I was capable that I believed that I was capable, and I never had that before. But it wasn't just me walking out on the mat every single time. It really, truly felt like it was a team effort. I had you behind me every step of the way. And that's why I always slapped your hand before I got into that mat, because I knew it wasn't just me walking out there. You had my back. You had my back every time, and to me, that's what made you the greatest coach. You could have been the least competitive person on the planet, but if you just gave me the commitment that you gave me, I still would have believed myself every step of the way. And that's what made you the greatest coach I've ever had. Your commitment to the program just goes to show that you're going to succeed in anything that you do. I don't know what you're going to do, but I know that wherever you end up, you'll find success. Whether that be wrestling or the business world, whatever it may be. And I know this sounds weird, but you know, we're all freaking proud of what you did there. You know, you took a struggling team and you turned it into a family that's going to last way longer than you at that program. And for that, all I could say for the last, you know, how many years I've known you is thank you.
A lot of it just has to do with he's nonstop. He's just kind of an animal. It's one of those things when I was a senior and he was a sophomore, and he'd be one of the people I'd be looking up to, you know, if like as a competitor, he was just kind of an animal, and he never really slowed down. So I think that was something that, as a teammate, it was always great to be able to just look at him as inspiration, and he's always doing the right thing. And I think he translated that into the coaching realm, and it's what he's taken. And just, you know, as a fan and seeing what the team has done over the past decade, it's been amazing to watch. The team really seems to buy into what he preaches. The whole one more thing, love it. Honestly, like it's just been great to watch. I know whatever he does next in life, he's gonna, you know, you assume he's gonna approach it with that same mentality. So he's just gonna keep attacking whatever he does. And I'm really looking forward to.
Thank you, Joe. From the first time I stepped on campus, you were my role model. You're who I tried to mimic in my everyday life by the way I dressed and talked, but more so, you showed me what it's like to be a leader and how to live with passion and purpose. You showed me what it's like to coach, and you're the reason that I'm in coaching now. All of my athletes will understand what it means to be coached by you because I coach my athletes the way that you coached us. You've impacted all of your athletes tremendously, but specifically with me, thank you. I know you put a lot of time, energy, and effort into me, and I can't thank you enough. You've made me the man that I am today, and all of my success is in part because of you. I wouldn't be where I am today without you, and the impact you've had on me is I'm not going to be able to capture in this video, so thank you. As you move on to the next part of your life, understand that there's an army of ducks behind you that are going to support you however we can. You've done a tremendous job at Stevens, and you've decided to move on to another career, and you will find success there. I wish nothing but the best for you and your family. And for all of the athletes who made videos or didn't make videos, we thank you. You've impacted us, like I said, more than we can put into words. So congratulations, Joe, and thank you.
Hey, Joe. Just want to take the time to thank you and tell you how appreciative and thankful I am for everything that you did for me throughout my time at Stevens and even after Stevens. Our first interaction was at Southern. You came to run one of our summer practices, and that's the first time I met you. And I knew right away that I was making the right decision to stick with Stevens, and it's the best decision I ever made. Your focus on us, the way you pushed us, your belief in us when we and myself didn't believe in ourselves, it was second to none. So I just can't thank you enough for that. And then even after school, you're the reason I have the job I do today and where I'm at in life today. So I owe everything to you, and I know how you pushed us and your attention to detail, your philosophies is only going to carry over into the second chapter of your life, and you're going to crush it. And you have your alumni and Stevens behind your back. So if you ever need anything, we're here for you. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Joe. Thank you for everything you've done for me and the team over the years. I really appreciate all the time you've dedicated and invested into helping us try and pursue our goals. I think since our first encounter at Edge, my freshman year, where you thoroughly kicked my ass, I knew it was going to be a fun relationship between the two of us. And just having your support and your mentorship through the low points and the high points of my career has meant a lot to me. I know there's a lot on the horizon for you, and I'm just really excited to see what this next stage of life holds for you. Just again, congrats on a great career at Stevens, and thank you.
From the second I stepped on campus, you had a belief in me that I was never able to see in myself. When I say that I owe the success of my wrestling career to you, that is not an exaggeration. There's no way that I would have developed the skills or the confidence in myself that led me to the success that I had without you and your guidance. But when I think back on the impact that you've made on me, wrestling is such a small part of it. I can touch on the obvious things like the one more mentality and the take the stairs and being uncommon amongst the uncommon that I will obviously take throughout my life. But what is most important to me is you showed me what a leader is. Your passion for the overall improvement of all your athletes on and off the mat is inspiring. And I'm sure that every athlete that you've coached will talk about a positive impact that you've made on them, and I'm no different. You motivated me to become not only a better wrestler, but a better man, because you expected greatness from me in all aspects of life. You were so easy to follow because you practiced everything you preached. No person that I have ever looked up to has been easier to follow and listen to and take advice from than you, because I saw the success that your mindset got you in your own life. You've always been and will continue to be the older brother that I never had. You are my most impactful role model. And I know that if I continue to go through my life with the mindset that you have instilled in me and continue to strive to have the level of success that I already see you having in your life, that I will be successful. And for the same reason, I know that no matter what it is you do, you will be successful as well. So Joe, I would wish you good luck, but you don't need it. And the entire Stevens Wrestling family that you've developed over your tenure here is behind you, and so excited to see what lies ahead. So thank you for everything.
When I think of Joe, there's obviously the one more mentality and mindset that we always talk about. But I think that's something that I still carry with me today. Taking the stairs when I can, riding the manual bike over the e-bike and not cutting corners. But one of the bigger pieces of Joe, one of his best traits was his ability to walk into a room full of guys like us with no plan and just get up and inspire us to work as hard as we can and be the best we can be. I think that ability to connect with and inspire someone is super powerful, and what sets Joe apart from a lot of the leaders that I've had the pleasure of meeting in my life. I'm not exactly sure what is in store next for Joe. If he takes that skill anywhere, though, I know he'll be successful. And I am very appreciative to have been a part of that experience and get to see that for a part of my life. So good luck, Joe, and thank you.
Joe, it's hard to imagine all those years ago when you first came here as a student athlete, the kind of impact you would ultimately have on our university and on our athletic department. But as I've gotten to know you over the years, I'm not at all surprised. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for Stevens Wrestling, and in particular for our student athletes. The relationships you have built with them are special, and they're never going to go away, even though you are stepping away from coaching. It's been such a pleasure working with you and learning from you, and I really hope that can continue, maybe just in a little bit of a different way going forward. I wish you and your family nothing but the best as you embark on this exciting new chapter in your lives. Know that Stevens is always going to be here for you, and know that I'm not going to let you get away that easy either. I'd love to be able to pick your brain or get some advice when things come up here. Congratulations and best of luck. I can't wait to see what your future holds.